You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriots. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
How are you doing, guys? Welcome to the HighlyEvolvedPodcast Podcast. I'm your host, Stefan. Find us on Minds, BitChute, Twitter, and Gab.com. On that note, guys, please like, share, and subscribe because we're writing this until the wheel fall off. All right. But let's begin. On this episode, I want to discuss an article I read in Breitbart about House Democrats to introduce a bill for more refugee admission from Central America. Obviously, these people have not learned their lessons. They're doubling down on this. All right. They don't understand there is a border crisis right now. They don't understand that. So what are they doing? They're introducing a bill to allow more refugees admission from Central America. Don't these people understand that our facility is overcrowded? Our detention center are overcrowded. There's not enough equipment. All right. Let me put this out for you guys. Let me show you guys this. All right. See how ludicrous this is. I'm infuriated because of this. All right. This irks me sometimes what the Democrats are doing. All right, there you go. I'll leave a link in the description. House Democrat to introduce bill for more refugees admission from Central America. As immigration crisis, the border continue unabated by hundreds of thousands of immigrants suffering and even dying in the treacherous trek through Mexico and the U.S. border. Yeah, that's a risk they're willing to take. All right, they know it's dangerous, and they're willing to take that risk. By all means, I'm not feeling sympathetic, all right? They know it's dangerous, and they still do it, and you want me to feel sad for them for making a bad decision? No, you make a bad decision. Why should I feel sad for you? It's your decision. I didn't tell you to do this. You did it. Democrats are blaming President Trump and gearing up to introduce a legislative to increase number of refugees to 100,000 a year. It's not going to happen. House Democrats plan to introduce a bill increasing refugees readmission to Central America country $100,000 a year. First reported by, what is God name? For contrast, here's a refugee admission total of Latin America region for past 10 fiscal year. Wow, we don't need this. Right? We don't need this at all. Despite evidence showing some 500,000 immigrants, mostly from Central America, will access U.S.-Mexico borders without any apprehension, including women and children. United Nations report in 2018, United States took about 23,000 refugees from over the world. All right, these people clearly don't learn their lessons. A refugee's immigration who gained asylum after the court granted him or her status because they have met the credible fear standard of persecution of their home country. Right? In an opinion piece, the Washington Post commentator blamed President Donald Trump, even though Trump has tried multiple avenues to end illegal immigration crisis, U.S. borders of Mexico, including declaring the national emergency and the border, diverting federal defense fund to secure the borders and crafting comprehensive immigration reform legislative. Right? How the hell you can blame the president? The president was warning you this the whole time. He said there's a crisis. He said there's no crisis, and then, until it got too late, then they realized it's a crisis. Now they say, oh, we got funded. Hey, Trump been telling you there's a crisis and tell you to fund the border, and you didn't fund it. Now you try to fund the border. Doesn't make any sense. These people are stupid. They don't learn their lessons. These Democrats, they're evil. All right, I'm not saying Republicans are evil themselves, but Democrats took a whole nother level of evilness. Right. Thus far, Judge Democrats have thwarted those efforts. Post reports. Do we want to make harder for desperate people to legally secure refugees in the United States? Yes. Or easier for them to legally do so? No. We're full. All right, we're full. The Democratic answer to this question is make it easier for desperate people to migrates, providing it is done in a legal and orderly fashion in as many ways as good as policy allowed. Of course, that's what we've been advocating, but clearly they're not doing that. They're hopping the fence, the borders, crossing the rivers. All right, we've been saying that the whole time. like I said, I don't hate people do it the legal way. Just do it the legal way. But don't circumvent the process. Hop over the fence, all right? Then you're defeating the purpose of having this legal process that we're having. What's the point of having this legal process, all right, bill, having all this bill, if people are going to defy the law anyway? What's the freaking point, all right? Trump blamed the Democrats not only for their inaction, of course, who else to blame but their inactions, and the current border crisis, but also putting in place incentive like catch and release. Of course, you're giving them incentive to cross, Democrats. Why wouldn't they take it? They'll be stupid not to. Especially treatments for immigration and children, even that aren't their own. Of course, these policies are encouraging a lot of sex trafficking, child trafficking, all right, kidnapping, and that's the Democrats' fault. They're not doing anything to prevent this. They allowed this old law to happen that encouraged migrants to come to the United States. Now, House Democrats are set to roll out a major new proposal in the asylum crisis that will constitute a big downplay on larger term argument Democrats are making a post-commentary set. The bill called the Northern Triangle Border Stabilization Act. They want to use that word to describe. Don't be misguided by their title of these words. The majority of migrants in this latest border surges come from that triangle: El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala. Right? The new bill would, according to Post, increase service to major migrants in federal custody and created more ways for Central America to get refugee status before coming to the United States expansion. You know how to get refugee status? They go to their nearest country, which is Mexico. It's classified as a safe third world status. All right, and that's the refugee law. You have to go to the nearest closest safest state. U.S. expansion dramatically to support migrant family while their cases are being processed, increasing financial investment in Central America to address the alleged problem migrants are fleeing. Their fake alleged problem. The Post noted that 100,000 numbers is separate and apart from the refugee we taken from elsewhere. So why are they considered different than anybody else? I don't understand that. Huh? Why are they treated special than refugee from Sudan, refugee from Somalia, refugee from elsewhere, refugee from India? All right? Why do they get preferential treatment? Other people are getting suffering as well. Huh? Why can't they include in this 100,000 refugees? I don't understand this. All this favoritism. Favor a certain demographic and not favor another one. All right? There are African refugees. How come they're not being treated the same way? All right, these Democrats, they nit and pick who they want to support. All right, and they're picking only the Hispanic culture. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying what it is. I call it how it is. All right. The Democrats are planning emotional card. Are playing the emotional card. Of course, they always play the emotional card. They know people are weak to their emotions. When they're weak to emotion, it makes them weak. They're vulnerable. All right, these people don't know how to. They were not taught to how to handle their emotions. All right, when you don't know how to handle your emotions, you are a weak person. You are vulnerable to anything that can happen to you. Your rationality depreciates. It decreases. You don't have no rationality when you're weak to your emotions. As evidenced in the House floor last week, when Representative Tony Cardonas, California, Democrats have always expressed an idea that all immigrants are human beings who deserve the right to citizenship. No, they're not. The right to citizenship. Why are you being so vague? Not everybody deserves the right to citizenship. If anything, I would promote that citizenship will be harder to get in America. All right? This is BS. Deserve the right is not. Citizenship is not a right. All right? It's a privilege. Why do you think when a person that got naturalized, they commit a crime, they get deported back? You don't know that, right? Some cases, if you're naturalized, you're a citizen, you're naturalized, but if you commit a felony, you could be deported back. And it's not a right to be a citizen. That's not a right. It's a privilege. It's like a driver's license. The United States of America has been the gold standards from those arguments that we are making today. Cardonas said, these guys are idiots, right? He's a one-sided person. This is not a game. Yeah, it's not a game. That's why we can't let them in, you idiot. We are fighting for a life of human beings, and we're doing that elsewhere as well, all right? Why these people get preferential treatment than anyone else? I don't understand that. Who should have been the opportunity to be like anyone else in the floor and allowed freedom to be who they choose to be? God made them to be in the greatest place on the no. If God made them to be in the greatest place on earth, then why they have to migrate all to America? If God made them to be in America, well, shouldn't they already be in America? Idiot. Cardona said, and that is why we are fighting today. You are fighting for a lost cause. You are an idiot, man. It's not a right to be American citizens. You have to earn it. I mean, so why do you think it takes people 10 years to get their American citizenship? These liberals are so dumb. All right, these Democrats, they're Marxists. This is a tactic of communism. All right, tactics of Marxism. This is why I don't associate myself as a liberal with these liberals or try to befriend these liberals, because they don't have no common rationality. They're so weak to their emotions. They're so emotional. All right, I can't stress this enough. When you're emotional, you don't think logically. All right, you don't have the rationality to think logically, because your emotions will cloud your judgment. And basically, these people who let their emotion consume them, the judgment is being clouded. All right? I can't stress this enough. People need to teach their kid about how to handle their emotion. That's one thing that's lacking from how to raising a kid, right? Because of that, we have all these Democrats that's very emotional, that play on people's emotion. They like to play on identity politics. They like to give preferential treatment to a certain demographic and leave the other demographic alone, right? They like to give preferential treatment to Hispanic demographic, but not African demographic, right? When they use you, look, Hispanic demographic, when the Democrat use you, they can throw you away like everyone else, all right? I guarantee you that. They already used the black demographic. Now it's on you guys, and once you're being used, you're done, right? That's it. Asians are being used too. And now they're not supporting Asians. Jews are being used too. Now they're turning back to the Jews, all right? They're using you as pawns, all right? All you people who identify themselves as liberals, liberal is a mental disorder. Guys, liberal is a mental disorder. They're group thinkers. Group thinking is socialism. It will get you killed, all right? Socialism killed about, 90 million people already? That's a lot of people, just for a stupid ideology that proven to fail all the time. All right? But let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, right? Because I want to say YouTube don't want to monetize my channel. Because I'm not monetized, I'm not bound by any outside interference. That means I'm free to say anything I want without bound by these people, right? I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. All right? If you like what I do, please like, share, subscribe. Because when you like, share, subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. When I make more videos, I saturate YouTube algorithm. When YouTube algorithm is saturated, it makes my video more expansive to a broader audience. Right? The point of this channel is to get people to think for themselves, to not to be a group thinker. They don't have to say they don't have to agree with everything I say. Just think for yourself, right? Because group thinking is dragging yourself over the cliff. Group thinking is socialism. That's what it is. Cognitive dissonance. That's group thinking, right? And that's what I want to do. To people think for themselves. Right? If you like what I do, like always, like, share, subscribe. It really helps a lot. But on that note, guys, I know your time is very precious. And I try not to waste your time. This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast, and I'm signing out. Peace.